The Duel. Dungeon Lord Gorgu and Tanos stood face to face. Both were getting ready for an all-important battle.
I am invincible! Well, almost.
Gorgu had ingested enough evilness to remain in the guise of the Dungeon Lord for an extended period of time. But Tanos was also able to strengthen himself somewhat. Both opponents now faced one another in an implacable duel. Imagine here some quick camera cuts to the grim faces of the two opponents, like the ones you used to see in the anime series of your youth. The stare-down could fill out several volumes all by itself, but just for you, we've condensed that down to one line of dialogue. Then the two opponents began to throw wildly powerful missiles at each other's ears. But such an epic battle, with unusual attacks and such, took its toll, and both sides retreated for a short breather.
Men, despair not. It is time to prepare for the final battle. Fight at my side. Together, we will destroy evil once and for all!
This rousing speech, together with the threat of beatings in the case of non-compliance, served to mobilize Tanos' reaming heroes. It would certainly make sense for Talia to support Gorgu as well.
Really? I thought Gorgu would make short work of Tanos now, after all the stress of the previous mission. Is someone trying to grind out a little extra game time? But hey, fine, don't let anyone say I let evil down. I'll throw wave after wave of my creatures at Tanos if I have to. Up you get, you lazy bums. Pick yourselves up, build a dungeon, raise an army, and severely rearrange Tanos' teeth.
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Payday. You have lost a creature forever. The merciless Evil's armies had destroyed one of the bases set up by Tanos' faithful. This would probably slow them down a bit, but at the same time, it spurred them on even more. Crazy fanatics. Some of Tanos' willing helpers set out for the dungeon to attack the dungeon heart. It was probably a sensible idea to prevent them from doing so. Your army has just decreased in size due to death. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your enemies are in the dungeon. It's payday. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Another base belonging to Tanos' faithful was destroyed. There are enemies in your dungeon. The clash of the giants was at hand. They would meet over there.
Excellent. Good to know. Then I'll get the troops hurt and give them a taste of the leather. I mean, put the troops on alert and pull them together. Damn it. Oh.
You have lost a creature forever. It's payday. Your little snot has dug up a spider. Oh. Your little snots have dug up a spider. Tanos and Gorgu had recovered enough and once again joined in fervent battle. A duel worthy of mention in the history books was in the offing. Gorgu was just getting a feel for what it was like to actually be the Dungeon Lord. He had meanwhile discovered additional powers. Thus it was possible for him to heal himself on the one hand and to execute a powerful additional attack on the other. However, it took him a while to gather the strength of these skills.
The little rugrat really does have a few tricks up his sleeve. Wonderful! Those are just the things needed to smack Tanos right in the kisser. Forward, Gorgu! Kick the old man's butt!
The Dungeon Lord used a particularly powerful attack against Tanos.
Faithful to me! Support me in my fight against evil!
Heroes set out to attack Gorgu. It was probably very sensible for the outwitted evil to take some countermeasures.
Like hell! Creatures to Gorgu! Support him in his fight against the good, evil, good? Ugh, I have no idea what Tanos is even supposed to represent anymore. Anyway, bash his head in, stick it in a blender and make yourself some cocktails.
Gorgu's regenerative ability was breathtaking. Some of his wounds quickly closed back up. Both Gorgu and Tanos withdrew yet again to recuperate. Talia and the army training evil took advantage of this brief respite to regroup. Payday. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. An artifact was discovered in the dungeon. The bonus-grabbing evil had stored an artifact in order to unleash its powers. Your enemies are in the dungeon.
It's payday.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
Oh. Oh.
A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Dungeon Lord Gorgu and Tanos were about to meet again. This epic battle would take place on that as yet undistinguished field there.
Excellent! Then let's get ready to give that damn paladin wannabe a hot reception. And I ain't talking tasty hot beverages either.
Tanos and Gorgu faced each other again, ready for another epic duel. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available. Gorgu's self-healing powers kicked in. Tanos' followers also planned to support their leader in battle. Gorgu used his most powerful blow in the fight against Tanos. Payday! Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Once again, Thanos and Gorgu retreated. Whether it was to catch their breath or whether they went out for a coffee together is unknown. Heroes who had planned to do battle with Gorgu now made their way into the dungeon after all. Enemies are in the dungeon. Your army has just decreased in size due to death.
It's payday.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. Another battle between Tanos and Dungeon Lord Gorgu was brewing. The ruthless evil made its preparations. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold. Tanos and Gorgu appeared once again, ready to face one another in a third battle. I hope this was the finale, as we're running out of battlefields. One of the Dungeon Lord's skills was once again available for use. Gorgu's regenerative ability was breathtaking. Some of his wounds quickly closed back up. The Dungeon Lord used a particularly powerful attack against Tanos. Some of Tanos' fanatical followers set out to help their leader. Heroes fought against Gorgu in an attempt to defeat him. Dungeon Lord's skills were ready to use again. Gorgu used his most powerful blow in the fight against Tanos.
This can't be true. Good must triumph.
Ha! Take that, old man. At first, I thought it was stupid of Tristan to resurrect you, but I've reconsidered. You are such a crazy frickin' scumbag that you really do deserve to die twice for this.
But with the last of his strength, Tanos managed to use the Gauntlet of Finitude. What happened next is so blatant that we have to show it in a cutscene. The battle between Tanos and Dungeon Lord Gorgu raged. Both opponents assumed their best anime fighting poses, sized up their opponent, and then exchanged blows, magic missiles, and/or telepathic insults. But even though the fight dragged on due to Gorgu's inexperience, the end was predestined. Tanos was forced further and further into the defensive. In his distress, Tanos saw himself with only one remaining option. He took the stones of finitude and stuffed them into his mouth. Tanos was bathed in an unnatural light, with flames rising from his eyes. He grew and grew as his muscles swelled and his body deformed. This discharge hurled the stones of finitude away yet again and scattered them in all directions. In his new form, Thanos was now significantly stronger than the inexperienced Gorgu, and with one mighty blow, the mutation hurled the Dungeon Lord in training to the side. Then the creature turned towards Talia. Its eyes began to flash. Destructive laser beams, yes, that's really what it says here, shot out of its eyes toward the Dark Elf to destroy her. But this was the moment for heroes, and so Tristan pushed his stepsister Talia aside, out of the line of fire. So now, instead of Talia, Tristan was scorched by Thanos' laser eyes. Talia had no time to check on her stepbrother, but fled as fast as she could.